Hello, 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 and welcome to the Neon Caster Twitch channel. I am your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades, and we are here for Cast the Dice, the tabletop RPG stream where we play a wide variety of indie RPGs. This one is one very, very close to my heart. We are playing this evening, or this afternoon if you're in the US, Netbattlers, a tabletop RPG designed to evoke the utopian cyberpunk future of the MegaMan Battle Network video game series. Joining me as co-GM for this session is the designer of Netbattlers, Will Yule. Say hi, Will.
Howdy, everybody. How's it going? Thank you all for joining us once again.
And we have three fantastic guests with us today. You can see them on the screen with their character art that I drew. I think my entire process of learning how to draw over Arcana Core was just so I could actually do a stream like this. Introducing them from left to right, we have Draco playing Jesse.
Hello.
We have Jay playing Leos.
Hey!
And we have Ray playing Benjamin.
Good time zone.
And they're all the kind of like portraits are all lighting up and hopping around as they're supposed to. That's great, fantastic. I'm glad that works.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh my god, okay, fantastic.
Yeah, that is so goddamn cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
I need to know how this works.
This was very, very heavily inspired by me becoming obsessed with VTubers recently and watching how the Japanese tabletop RPG community have been doing their streams. And actually, in a pretty visual, similar fashion to this. And so I was like, no, that looks really cool. I'm gonna go and take that tech wholesale and see if it can inspire my own work. So I'm glad it's looking clean, fresh and clean. Okay, so what introductory bits and pieces do we need to do here? Actually, Will, why don't you tell everybody what Netbattlers is?
Yeah, sure thing. So Netbattlers is a tabletop RPG system that is based off of the MegaMan Battle Network series. I'd say the basic premise is it takes place in a kind of solar punk, utopian, futuristic society that's maybe a bit naive, but it's very, very colorful, very shonen in tone. And the main crux of it is that every player has two characters. Their net operator, or net op, which are the cool kids you see on screen, and their awesome digital partners, who you can kind of think of them like Siri or Alexa, except instead of being like spooky corporate puppets that spy on you, are like your cyber best friend that go and run around the internet like it's a friggin' video game and solve problems with big, dramatic digital action.
Indeed.
We got all kinds of fun things from the series, like plugging in battle chips. Every Navi having their own element that they can manipulate, which can get very. These elements are player defined, so you can get some real wild elements in here. I think someone has theater tech as one of theirs.
Yep, I've got backstage.
Backstage as an element, so it's a system that is less concerned with all kinds of strategic planning, and it is mostly focused on big, colorful action, creativity, and empowering individuality in players.
And for this session specifically, Galleria, this session is actually one that I wrote for the Netbattlers community, because there is a very, very healthy community that plays this particular game, run on Will's Discord channel. Would you like to post the link to the Discord in the chat, doobly-doo, Will?
I would love to post a link.
Yeah, there's an entire community of people that play this game as pickup games and campaigns. And in its early days in beta, this was one of the sessions that I wrote. I like to base all the sessions that I write based on songs and music, because that's just where my headspace is. And I updated that. I wrote it to a piece of vaporwave material. So this is a session all about the kind of like ephemeral nostalgia that vaporwave is fueled on. That turning of the century between the late 90s and early 2000s. Galleria specifically is a song by a musician called Jacob 2-2. Also linked in the Twitch doobly-doo. I once Ruben in the chat says is a slower version of Diana Ross in this campaign. No, I previously used the Lisa Frank 420 song as like a hold music in a previous stream, and YouTube got very angry with me, so we will not be doing that this time. But yes, that kind of energy, the nostalgia of the 90s. I think at least us as players are all of a certain age, where being a preteen, a kid in the 90s and in the early 2000s is probably something we still hold dearly in our hearts. And will definitely be reflected in both who these characters are and some of the well, I'll just say it, an anti-corporatist, like, satiric content you will be encountering over the course of the next 3 and a bit hours. It's going to be very, very, very heavily fueled on that. We'll probably be explaining the actual rules of the game as we go. The real dice rules is actually nothing too complicated, so we can explain all those bits and pieces on the fly. So what I think we'll do is that we'll get into introducing these characters and talking about how they know each other. So, all 3 characters here are students at Mainframe City Academy, a prestigious boarding school that specifically looks for students with aptitude for specific hobbies. If you are the kind of person who is very invested in going to a club at the end of your school day, then Mainframe City Academy is interested in you and your skills. These 3 members are all in one way or another tied to its theatre club. So let's go from right to left, I think, this time. Ray, tell me about Benjamin and Bebop.
All right. Benjamin is that kind of person that everyone just kind of likes. There's just that kind of natural air around them that makes them approachable. They're relatively relaxed. They're never seen overly emotional one way or another, so they're pretty easy to talk to about anything. They are definitely more mature than they seem. Having been probably the most grown up and mature individual around them for quite some time. In terms of why they're at the academy, they have quite the affinity for being able to learn and process information easily, and they choose to turn that talent mostly towards music and music theory.
Mm-hmm. And your Navi, Bebop? And
Bebop is a little bit of the opposite. Perhaps lax to a fault. Bebop is all about being calm, being smooth, and just relatively aloof in comparison to Benjamin. The two do get on quite well, but yes, Bebop is far more just, quite literally, wants to just go with the groove.
Nice. Jay, tell me a bit about Leos.
Oh, Leos is a good kid. He's involved primarily in the theater club because there's not an official children's trading card game club. His big passion, first and foremost, is everything. Like, as probably the youngest one here, he's just this tiny ball of, like, animated energy that's trying to, like, more or less get himself out there, put himself in the front, the starring role, always pushing himself. Figured he'd be the best fit for the, theater club. He's, more enthusiastic than he is skilled. Yeah, the almost an extreme version of like the precocious tiny anime child. he's overflowing with energy and like very much just wants to prove to others that he's good, that he's the absolute best. So he is oh boy. his Navi, on the other hand, is designed to be the best and the coolest, almost an ideal that Leos attempts to live up to. Sword.exe is a titch, I work better alone type creation that mostly tries to get the job done as flashily and efficiently as possible while looking as cool as possible. I think there is no small amount of appeal to having this like cool, unbeatable edgelord as your partner.
Nice. Draco, tell us about Jesse and CueCall.
So Jesse is a bit of a timid person. They're still trying to figure some things out about their own life, but they really just genuinely want to be helpful and see others succeed and be happy, and will even sometimes go out of their way to make that happen, even if it's kind of inconvenient to themselves. I think they joined the theater club because, well, what better way to make other people look good and raise them up than, to act as a stage technician and, make sure that they have the spotlight on them and that they, look good in whatever costumes or makeup or, whatever have you that they're going on stage with. And CueCall is a dedicated stage management net Navi. She is tired, but determined. Very focused on making sure that everything is just so organized to a fault, and even has a bit of an annoying habit of slipping, quote unquote, backstage in places she shouldn't be authorized to be, to make sure that, things are working the way that they should be.
Mm-hmm. And on a... I'm like, on an ordinary school day, what day of the week is it? It's not important. Let's say Friday. You're all prepared to enjoy your weekend after a regular session of after-school club working in the theatre. The big musical is swiftly approaching, and preparations need to be made. But the rehearsals today went fine. There's still a bit of debate about who is going to be the lead and who is going to be the moustache twirling villain. What particular kind of character role did Leos want to go for again?
Lead.
Mm-hmm. And how is that working out for y'all, everybody? How was Leos's performance, right? Benjamin and Jesse.
I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse.
There was a lot of enthusiasm to it, I think.
He put his heart into it, and that's what matters. If we're being honest here, he was enjoying himself. He was really... That random impromptu tap dance in the middle was just...
I wasn't even sure that he was wearing tap shoes before he went out there and really just went at it. And I'm gonna have to check his mic to make sure nothing got broken.
I mean, anything's really tap shoes if you put your mind to it. If you try hard enough.
All I'm saying is that if that is how the actual thing is going to be, I should probably go ahead and maybe help your musicians come up with a slightly different track.
On that thought, everybody's PETs, your personal terminals, the computers that you all hold that contain your NetNavi partners, they all beep with an email. Before I get to the email, though, a thing that I kind of I pictured in my head about the technology in this world. I'm not really one for world building, but because this is a setting that is both in the future, because we have AI assistants, but very firmly at the turn of the century, all of your technology looks like a piece of like toy or electronics from like 1999 to 2001. So everybody, what does your PET look like? Does it look like a Talk Boy? Does it look like a Tamagotchi? Is it a godforsaken hit clip?
It could be a tooth tune. I maintain it could be a tooth tune.
There's a dentist-themed Navi out there that is inside a toothbrush for sure.
Oh boy, here is a deep cut for specifically like, okay, mine looks like, and don't Google these terms specifically so you don't get anything awful. There was this like ye olde Hasbro toy called Pox that used like near field communication, and you could trade monster parts. It looks like a big like plastic. It looks fake. If you Google search Pox toy, you'll get the correct thing.
God.
But yeah, it looks like that. It looks like it doesn't work and costs $5. It's perfect.
I am looking at this now, and you could not have described it better. This looks like a ripoff of something that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Perfect. Jesse, how about you? What does your PET look like?
Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a weird one.
Perfect.
It looks like a 2000s era pocket PC, but one that was kind of the intro level, and it's safe for kids, and they could even throw it and it won't get broken. So instead of the drab gray silver, it's kind of like a bright green with the really soft rounded edges. And yeah.
Oh man, do you have a freaking Leapfrog laptop?
A little bit, kind of, yeah.
Oh my god.
Nice. Perfect. Very good. I love it. Benjamin, keep it together, Nathan. Come on, we've only just started. Yeah,
Okay.
Benjamin, what does your PT look like? Go ahead.
So, in like the early, I'm only saying this because I had one for like the briefest amount of time. In the early 2000s, Tiger came out with something called a hit clip. It definitely looks like one of those. It's like a little, it's like I don't even know how to explain a hit clip now. It's like, you would have it on like, instead of having like a big bulky unit, it would be a smaller kind of like, it would actually sit on your hip. There'd be a couple of buttons, and instead
it's like a cassette
of the
loader, right?
Yeah, instead of the cassette loader, it's essentially a screen there, and then when he slots the chips in, they go kind of in the way it does on a hit clip. They just kind of go straight into the entire body of the thing.
I'm now picturing battle chips with like magnetic tape reels on them, and I enjoy it very much.
Exactly. I was like, oh, obscure like 90s, 2000s tip. It has to be.
So yes, on all of your very fake-looking personal electronics, you all get the following email from a one Mosley Basquiat. Hey, Theatre Club. I hope the backdrops I painted for the show are working out. In exchange, can I enlist a few of you for some assistance on a journalism club report? I've been assigned an investigative piece on the 3 mysteries of Evergreen Shopping Palace, and the text actually animate wiggles to suggest the way that line was delivered. Which is super exciting, but rumors I've been following involve being there after hours. Watch my back while I get the photos I need. Boss is willing to pay out quite a bit for good shots. Who knows, it could be inspiration for a future play. Message ends.
Well, I'm always willing to help, but how are we going to get in after hours?
Indeed.
Journalist. Never done journalism. Never been a journalist. A new opportunity, I guess.
That sounds like a thing. I'm down to help with a thing.
Leos, actually, Mosley is your age and probably shares some classes with you.
A friend. I'm down to help a friend with a thing.
In fact, if I may, your strongest memory was of him is that you were assigned a group assignment in art class. The medium was specifically oil paints. Mosley knew what he was doing. Leos possibly did not, but you still got the best grade.
I'm definitely ready to help a friend with a thing, especially an art friend with a thing.
A- shining enthusiasm, said the teacher. Will, would you mind moving us over to the mall map screen while we go and do the next
let's
bit?
see. This is a thing that I can do. Okay.
Yeah. Just click and drag that little.
Yeah, to the one
icon.
labeled meat space, right?
Meat space copy with the I didn't rename it, my bad, but yes, that's the right one. Thank you.
We in there.
Yeah, we in there. Let's go back to the Galaxy Galleria title theme for this montage. So, the Evergreen Shopping Palace, a radiant building large enough to take 2 city blocks, 4 floors tall, reachable by bus and maglev train. All of you have variously spent times in the mall, possibly being dragged around with parents, maybe for a pizza party birthday or two. But for now, it is 10 p.m. It's going to be closing soon. The wing that has the kind of like bars and cinema will be open later, but you're getting in at the tail end of the day. I'm going to leave all of you to tell me in kind of like montage what you do to kind of either hide or sequester yourself in there to wait until shops close. You do not need to roll, but describe this as cinematically as possible. Oh, also, I forgot to do a bit of admin. I apologize. You now see these like play controls and you've never seen them before and I've not explained them to you. My bad. I'm sorry. There's a wide variety of safety tools out there for tabletop RPGs, and my particular favorite one is the script change system by Brebo Sheldon. It uses, instead of like a single X card, a wide variety of actions similar to like editing tools or video playback, so you can navigate the narrative as you would a movie, not only just for safety reasons, but for any reason you might want at all. So, for example, we have the pause resume. If for any reason we want to go and stop play, whether that's to clarify something or because we've hit something that we don't want to see and take a break around, we can hit pause. We can go frame by frame when we want to describe something in lots of specific slow shots, checking in as we go to make sure that what we're establishing is okay. We have fast forward that suggests just that. When we just want to kind of move on to the next scene. A fade to black will also be part of a fast forward. An instant replay, establishing what has just happened, but maybe from a different perspective, a different angle. And rewind. Say we've hit a circumstance of like, oh, is that what the circumstance is like? Oh, can I take it back so we can do this instead? We can just hit rewind. At any time, if you just ping one of these by just clicking and holding on the screen to ping, and let me know that you're using one of these tools, we can. Use it to establish your cinematography or because of safety tools, however one would want. There is no shame. We are free and fun and flexible here on the show. But for now, who wants to go first in describing how they hide themselves in the mall and wait for the shop to close?
I'm down. Oh boy. There's probably a like a hobby shop in here, isn't there?
Oh yes, there is, in the kids zone with a Z.
Oh boy, yeah, no, I'll be at the kids zone, and oh man, being a like a 10-year-old, I have no disposable income, especially none that can be turned into incredibly potent and addictive shards of plastic. I mean cardboard. So instead, I'm gonna go in there and I am going to gawk at the counter physically as long as everyone will tolerate me. I'm gonna be looking at the various holofoil, face pressed to the glass, just being going around bothering anyone who might be playing in the at the tables in the back, and I am just going to waste time. And the thing about Leos is, I don't think he's consciously hiding. I think he literally just loses track of time. Like it's just gone in an instant, and next thing he knows, he goes outside to the bathroom or something, mall shuts down.
Perfect. Absolutely. After a certain period of time, the custodians of the store, you become almost like visual scenery, and they start to like mentally tune out that you're there. And at one point where you step away to kind of like use the restroom, and they look around to see if you're there as they're about to close up shop, and you're not there anymore. Oh, the kid must have gone home. They think as they step away. As they step away. Fantastic.
Nathan, could you give
yes,
me
no, that is a lot of
mod
bots.
access?
Apologies. I'm gonna go sort that right now. How rude.
We're sticking to busting fake viruses right now. Thank you.
Yes.
While I go and sort that shit out, who wants to go next in terms of describing what's going on with their circumstances?
I'll go ahead and go next. I believe that Jesse is going to, at the behest of CueCall, totally ignore the employees only signs on one of those delightfully well hidden sets of double doors just off to the side of the food court, and kind of just start wandering around in the back hallways that are behind all of the shops that nobody ever goes into because, well, of course, there's a sign that says you're not supposed to go there, but it's just another kind of backstage. We're fine.
Absolutely. And is there a specific space that you kind of like hang out in while you're laying low within that backstage area?
I think at some point they're gonna probably find a setup for, like those random events that always happen at malls where there's just like a pile of mobile staging or like platforms, and nobody ever goes there when those aren't in use, so they're just gonna kind of find a niche there and hang out until a reasonably late period of time when everybody's decided to meet up again.
The food court in this mall is notably quite large enough to have quite a huge performance stage area that definitely happens on a seasonal basis. Benjamin, how do you hide out?
I 100% want to look for whatever equipment is there that's being used at the stage, and as you're kind of sliding in as Jesse and hanging out by that area, I'm gonna crawl into one of the flight cases, and as soon as they take that and as soon as they move that a little bit and then ignore it, I'm just gonna sit there and wait.
Oh no, that's like super cramped, but I guess you're down for it. You take a nap, I guess.
I am loving the difference between like Solid Snake, I'm gonna hide in a box for several hours, and like I'm just gonna hang around the kid zone, gawking at cards, and just coincidentally avoiding any employee who'd be like, "Hey there, champ, you've been in here for a while. You got a parent try to."
Look, if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna make it awesome. Because it has to at least be something, cool and dramatic and a cool story. So I'm just gonna roll with it.
I love the idea that Benjamin is like, I am suffering for my art right now. Again, compared to Jay, who's like, wow, they got the holographic peekaboo.
Thing is, I don't even think he's suffering. I think he's just like, I've slept in worse places.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, back to life. Oh, there's a wall, and I have 5 minutes to my next queue.
You got to get the rest what you need. And in fact, eventually there is a series of click clunk as all the lights in the mall shot off one by one. And really the only thing illuminating these corridors is the grills of all the various shop fronts go down, is just the kind of like moonlight shining through the skylights across this mall. filtering down through its 4 floors. Maybe the occasional flickering fluorescent light nearer staff-only entrances and similar. But the place is quite quiet and quite dark. And then you will get another beep 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 on your PTs as you get a voice call, a simultaneous group voice call from your client, Mosley Basquiat. Did y'all manage to make it in here okay?
Yep, we are just waiting for our next time to meet up, I think.
Oh, well, I am just crawling my way out of the theater area, and there's like a picture-in-picture of like Mosley emerging from like a cinema-side dustbin boxes of empty popcorn falling off him as he clambers out into the now quiet cinema as he scuttles across. So the cinema is like around here, and he kind of scuttles his way round over to the kids zone. While everything is closed, I'm gonna go and take a look at the video games section, because I've not had the chance to look there for a while. And Leos, you actually, just passively see, in a similar fashion to you being pressed up against the glass of the card game store, the hobby store, you see Mosley pressed up against the video game store.
He walks over almost without thinking.
Hey!
And then presses himself up against the glass right next to him. Oh, which one are you looking at?
Yeah, there's a moment where both of you in relative silence. I should probably put him maybe at head height rather than floating. Move you over here. There we go. Neat. The trials and tribulations of having digital tokens try to mesh up with the ones that are not necessarily in my corner, but we got there. Yeah, Mosley, his big round kind of like mint green glasses pressed up against the glass, being like, "Oh man, I really want the home version of Glass Hearts.exe. I played it in the arcade, but there's a home version now. It's gonna be super expensive, but I've been saving up my money from the photography jobs and oh yes, hi Leos, hi, how's it going?"
Oh yeah, hi. Like Leos almost snaps back. The haze of like, oh, whoa, cool video games. Oh, colorful cartridges kind of fades, and he realizes where he is. Oh, it got kind of dark, didn't it?
And he looks around, being like, "Yeah, I mean, it was pretty dark in the place that I was hiding. Again, in a trash can in the cinema." So I didn't really kind of notice that the time changed, but in fact, you can see that there is a bit of toffee popcorn stuck to his white waistcoat.
Oh, hold on, I'll pick that off for you.
Oh,
Leo scoots around and picks off the pieces of toffee popcorn.
Thank you. Oh man, I mean, you get messy on the job. He's generally dressed quite preppy, except for the incredibly thick black combat boots that he always wears, because these trees are not going to climb themselves.
No, of course not. Wow, you've got so much willpower. You hid inside a trash can for like hours, and you have enough like focus to save up for a video game. I just always blow my money on card packs.
I mean, like, I say I want to save up on video games, and then there's like a new art supply comes out, and then Masterpiece nags me, and from his PT, which looks like it's like the CD Walkman with a little hologramming projector on it, and Mosley's Navi Masterpiece, who looks like a marble bust with a little artist's beret on top. He's like, "Indeed. After all, we must get the new supplies so we can continue to further the art form." Yes, I know, but I wanted to buy Glass Hearts.exe. It's fine. Did you come here alone? Is it just going to be us two?
No, I brought some very important friends from the theater club. Also, Sword is here. He holds up the He holds up his atrocious plastic device, and no sound resounds out. I think he went to sleep because I was looking at the cards too long.
Oh, actually, we can show the art of said characters. For those who are not used to this, when the pop-up is there, once you want it to go away, just click anywhere and it will vanish. But to show masterpiece.
Oh. That's
In
excellent.
the little
Chiseled.
artist beret, the body is like a drawing mannequin, with the bust precariously balanced on top where the head should be. And sword.
Sword is not motion. He's not moving, not waking up, pretending not to be here.
Do not perceive.
He's very excited about the various trading cards. I am not. Wait a second, you're awake? I start to shake it rapidly.
Well, if you do have your friends, they responded to the call on the phone, actually. So maybe we can meet up somewhere relatively neutral, and I can give you all the rundown. Where will be a nice neutral meeting point? What is the most generic store in this place?
You know, I feel like going up here, I have to imagine it's just some kind of, I don't know if y'all have JC Penney's or Macy's over in the UK, but it's definitely, oh god, it's JC Zennies.
All right, we all absolutely meet up at JC Zennies. Got it. In fact, we have...
Hi, this is what I'm here to contribute to this one shot. Thank you.
Let's put a little pin on the map so we know where we are, and actually give everybody control of that so they can move it around. That seems like a sensible thing to do. But yeah. After we kind of move, the situation moves on a little bit, and we kind of meet outside the JC Zennies, controlled by all players. Fantastic. Hey, you two. I hope yeah, 4 kids doing the translations. There we go. That's the energy. I hope you all had a pleasant stay while we were waiting for the mall to close. He grins, like the portrait.
Yeah, of course. I was actually able to kind of catch up on my homework a bit. It was really nice, actually.
I mean... Oh, I guess you had to do something to pass by the time. He looks a bit nonplussed.
I forgot.
Where are we? Who are? It wasn't the worst sleep I've ever had. Just wipes away like a little drool from the side of his mouth. Oh, right, yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. You're gonna help me do my investigation.
That was the one. Journalism.
Yeah, journalism. I mean, I'm like 11, but journalism.
Never too early to get a good start.
He nods. So, here's the kind of deal. There are apparently the 3 grand mysteries of Evergreen Shopping Palace. So, right, let me see if I remember them correctly. There were 3 of them, huh? And he kind of like looks at his notes. Okay, so there is an arcade game in the kids zone that apparently if you lose, it takes your soul.
What?
I know, right?
Well, that's a bit much.
And then there is the roller coaster in the food court. Yes, there is an entire theme park in the food court of Evergreen Prosperity Mall. At the top of the roller coaster in the food court, people keep saying a dead girl at the top of the roller coaster.
Whoa.
Cool.
In what kind of facial expression is that cool? I must know.
That wonderful scared, but also really I have to see this kind of facial expression.
And then, well, there's the 3rd one. And actually, I can kind of corroborate this. I heard this during the day. There's the Evergreen Prosperity Fountain. And at certain times of day, you can hear a demonic voice.
Whoa.
So, like, Yeah, I have gotten, and he pulls out his like Polaroid camera. I've got my camera ready to go and take photographic evidence of all the stuff. And we'll be paid like a pretty solid sum of zenny if we get really good pictures, either to like confirm or debunk. It doesn't matter, just as long as they're interesting. But yeah, I didn't want to do it alone, so.
Of course not. What if your soul gets taken? You have to have a second player so they can win it back.
Despite his deep skin tone, he still goes like gray at the suggestion of his soul being taken. Yeah.
With all of us, we have 4 tries.
It's not like I'm scared or anything, but I need the additional help.
You're not scared? That's so impressive. I'm really scared of the demon voice because demons are terrifying.
Oh, relax. We all know that it's just some kids who are they probably snuck into the wrong movie theater and they watched some horrible film and now everybody is just, everyone's just seeing things or thinking of things that don't exist. It's gonna be fine.
Wow.
Well,
I think about this time is when CueCall pipes up and says, should I go ahead and start a checklist for this, or are we just going to kind of fly by night?
Let's go show a picture of CueCall. He's quite well put together. Go describe him.
And I think Jesse's just going to say, you can start a checklist if you like, but I think we'll, I don't know, maybe just kind of move clockwise around the mall. She kind of looks to everybody else and just testing the waters to see if this decision she's kind of sort of made is okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with the video game. Leos is just clearly excited to play a video game, honestly.
Leo's coming here like, where are the video games?
I came here to play video games and take photographs, and we've not taken any photographs yet, so it's time for video games. So yeah, you all move your way across the mall towards the kids zone. I'm going to switch the music over and the map over, and then I'll let Will take the wheel for a second.
Sure thing.
So, I mean, the kids zone, it's the best place. It's where you can buy toy. In fact, not even a lie. One of the most recent kind of like marketing campaigns from the major toy company, they seem to have already given up, and the jingle still resounds around in your head. It's toy.
Man, one day I want to get toy.
Toy is absurdly expensive.
Maybe after this job.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, like, if we get 3 really, really good pictures, we'll definitely be able to afford toy.
There is a brief pause and fade out as a deep voice comes in and says, 1 copy of toy per customer. Toy is non-fungible and not refundable. And just huge block of text scrolls past the screen before it then resumes.
Nice. Let's
toy.
Yes.
Just the one. Just the one toy.
Yeah, you only need the one. Everyone wants it.
Does it have features?
Yeah, that's his catchphrase.
Singular. It has a feature.
That's his catchphrase. Toy. It has feature. Leos is running actually a shockingly effective sales pitch.
And I think you turn around and point to behind you a big banner ad for toy that I'm picturing a lot like the vintage iPod silhouette thing, except instead of them having earbuds in, it's them holding up just the silhouette of an orb, and it just says toy. It has feature.
The kids zone is pretty packed with obviously just clothing stores and toy stores for 0 to 15 the target age group for Kids Zone. At the very, very back, there is a play area. There's the kind of like, I forget the proper term for it, but it's like, those like hamster tubes, but scaled up to kid size.
Yeah, play space or something like that.
And then further back, there are, some video games, so arcade machines. And further back still, it's a bit dingy back here.
The clowns.
Do either of you want to play with the clown abyss? I motion over to the clown water thing.
As much as I would love to knock out somebody's teeth, I'm gonna say no.
Come on, you stare into the clown abyss and it stares back into you.
One of the clown machine gives an echoing
Oh no, I hate that.
Leos looks at you with a big smile, motioning
Alright.
over to the clowns.
Gonna be honest, that's pretty creepy. On a scale of like, never mind. Yeah, no, that's just creepy.
I think there's also a few arcade machines. There's of course the obligatory Simpsons arcade machine that is just kind of a cryptid, just in that it is in every arcade. We don't know where they come from, as well as some other things, but one really stands out just with how big it is. It is hulking, blood red, and considerably more dusty, and it has a banner across the top that says Maho no Dangan Arena.
I just realized putting that full screen is too large, but it's fine.
Or, as the viewers can see, Maho no Gan 9.9 Ina.
Oh, thank goodness. I was afraid it was going to be Polybius.
Well, when it's cut off like that, it almost does sound like a magic spell that'll steal your soul. Leos starts to scoot up to it. Do you think this is the one? Mostly take a picture of it.
Sure thing. And Mosley kind of scuttles over and takes a couple of kind of photos of the exterior of the machine and is like, it seems there's a headset device, just the one though.
Ooh, Nathan, I think now might be a good time for people to play a tabletop RPG. I think now might be a good time for, let's say, one person to do a NetOp info roll to see if they know something about Maho no Dangan 9.9 Arena. You do need to say the whole name every single time, or else it doesn't work.
Let's not say things we can't take back.
So I am looking for, as I said, one person to do an info roll as you net up. This is going to be normal difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be doing greater than 4. But if you use the NetOps or the Netbattlers rolls,
yeah, that should already be customized. It's in macro form.
It's back in POG form.
Okay, so I've got an info 3.
Hey, if you want to go for it, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of just me putting it out there. Does anybody else?
Yeah, go for it.
Prefer? Okay, then here we go.
Sounds like you're the one.
Roll them bones. Hopefully the macro works correctly. Heck yeah. Oh, never mind.
You rolled that hard. Well, if that was normal, that still wouldn't have worked because you need to get dice that were either 5 or 6. You got 2 4s, which would have been great. But...
Oh no! By the by, Will, it turns out that the way that Roll20 wants to do its calculations to get the 5s or 6s, it is greater than 5. for Roll20. I had to make the adjustment.
Oh.
Draco pointed that out to me, which otherwise this game
How
would have been way
bizarre.
easier if I hadn't caught that. If they hadn't caught that, so I really appreciate it.
It was just this random thing I noticed this morning while I was actually making macros for another game. Apparently, for some reason, Roll20 treats just a greater than or less than as both greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Don't know why,
Well-
but here we are.
Well, that's not how maths is, but we're here at Roll20 Land, so we play by their rules.
That's
Um,
so funny.
So, let's see. It's not a success, but you definitely, let's see. I don't think you've heard of Maho no. Oh, geez, I really did just say I needed to say the whole thing, and now
Maho
I'm
no
immediately
Dangan
tired of saying.
9.9 arena. Apparently, it's that way round.
What Nathan said. I just don't feel like saying it again. And
Fair.
I think you have probably seen the logo before on like a banner ad. That's about all you've got. And you also know that there's, the whole kind of like demo play thing where the game will just kind of play itself to advertise. There's some spooky like pew pew ooh, coming from inside, and it's a little unnerving. And
Oh yeah, we
that's-
get title screen music. Perfect.
That's the
Well-
information you have.
I have definitely heard of this game before, but pretty much just from banner ads. And other than that, I've never really clicked on anything. And just from the demo, I think this is the one. This has got to be the one, right? It's pretty spooky.
Yeah. Do you want to take an action shot of any of us getting our souls stolen?
Well, I mean, it's not doing anything by itself. He gives it kind of like a prod with a finger. Prod, 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 prod. It's not doing anything. But, like, there's a headset that you put on and points to it, but does not touch it.
Do you think it'll play some good music?
I mean, it's playing the attract mode music right now. I don't know how you feel about, like, retro techno.
It's all right. Not my style, but there's worse.
You should give it a listen. Maybe the music is better on the headset.
I know your plan here, and frankly, I'm not concerned at all. It's gonna be fine. I will step over and put on the headset.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's see.
Mhm.
How do we want to describe this? I say both to myself and also to Nathan. I'm just used to talking to
I mean,
myself
we
as a
can
GM.
take them over so we can see what the game footage of Maho no Dangan 9.9
Absolutely.
Arena looks like. Of course.
I think that is a slick idea. Let's.
It is a very retro video game in style. This is you've played video games before. You've heard of toy. You have played video game. No video game so far has ever been VR. This is new, and even though the graphics, at least on the kind of like third-party screen that your friends can also see, being inside this space is something else, entirely unique.
Whoa. Guys, it's like super weird in here.
You look down and your body is different. For one, you definitely have a figure that could be described as PS1 Lara Croft-esque, but you also have a huge gun.
Guys, I'm made of blocks.
Whoa! It took your soul and turned you into blocks?
I'm made of blocks. It's really, and I have like this big, it's like a trumpet, but not a trumpet. It's like a big.
Jesse, I think you're thinking more about those banner ads, and you're definitely remembering two things. One, the tagline, which I think probably varies among the banner ads, but it's generally something like "Enter the game for real," and enter the dungeon with your life. And the second thing you remember is some of the art on the banner ads, which has the aforementioned Lara Croft-esque figure holding a dummy big gun. I would say probably with one hand.
Oh boy. Well, I think that I'm some more stuff is coming back to me about those ads, and I think this is probably like a really advanced VR sort of thing. Like it's something about enter with your life or something along those lines. I feel like it's really meant to get you in the game sort of thing. So maybe it's just maybe this is all a big misunderstanding, you know?
Oh, maybe this is the part. It doesn't steal your soul. It just enter with your. It steals your life.
I mean, yes, that is a direction it could go. Yes, absolutely.
Mostly looks very alarmed.
Okay, I think you should try to beat the game.
Well, I wasn't exactly not gonna try to beat.
You should win and get your life back.
The game prompts
stealing from you.
Oh god, there's absolutely a narrator that goes, "Welcome to Dungeon. Enter with your life." And there's a big, the word "start" is flashing ahead of you, kind of prompting you to reach out and touch it.
I would like to touch it with gun, not with myself.
I'm picturing you just like ginger. Oh man, I'm really loving the cross comparison shot of you in real life, just kind of like reaching forward very tentatively as if you're about to like grab a spider, and then in the game you just see holding this gun out in front of you. You poke start, and there's this big like as it blows away in incredible 3D polygons, and the arena or the environment around you kind of like dissolves like a Doom level ending, and then rebuilds itself into a completely unfamiliar part of the dungeon. As it does so, you kind of realize you don't know the rules of this game. None of you know the rules to this game, but maybe there's a way to get that information.
Can I look around and see if maybe there's a display that has kind of the instructions of like some basic combos, or like these are your objectives sort of thing, like a lot of arcade cabinets have?
Sure. Oh, I will also mention, as a point of the world, with this being both in the future and in the past, Wi-Fi exists. So even though you are not connected to a terminal, you can access the internet. It will still make aggressive dial-up noises at you if you do so. And it might be unreliable, as most early 90s video game rumors are, but you can use the internet if you want to try and find out information.
I like the idea of scanning the cabinet for more information. I definitely contacting the internet will be this will probably be an important part of this. But yeah, who wants to scan over the cabinet, see what they can find? Leos, you haven't done something in a hot minute. You want to?
Yeah, let's scan that cabinet.
Great. This is a big cabinet, so I'm going to ask for oh man, this is a big cabinet, and I think they got very, shall we say, creative with the graphic design. So this text may actually be kind of hard to find. Can I get a NetOps sense roll from you?
Absolutely.
Again, normal difficulty.
Skill value, difficulty, normal. Do I do good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah,
Dang.
you did good. Okay, great. Oh man, I feel like you are like. Well, actually, what does it look like as you're searching in what almost feels like some kind of archaeological scan for runes or something like that?
as a oh boy. As a kid who frequently goes to the mall without a stable source of income or money for myself, I am a master of absorbing packaging. I know all sorts of things. I know about toy, I know about the feature. I read instead, since I can't own these things for myself, I just absorb through my eyes. So I quickly scramble around the arcade cabinet, like almost like a blur, picking out the relevant parts of the packaging and even finding a flyer for this game on the floor. In a second, my consumerist instinct activates, and I have the rundown on the game.
I am loving the insight this is giving me on Leos as being the kind of kid that, in between like getting a video game from EB Games and getting home, has read the instruction manual 5 times.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
Perfect. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, I do like the idea that you find a flyer that was like halfway tucked underneath the cabinet that I think some of it is like scuffed and faded, but you can see one I'll say 2 very clear points of information. One of which is like a little pictograph of it's like the common exit sign graphic of a stick figure heading to an exit, except there is a except the little stick figure is a skeleton, and it says "get to end," and "get" and "end" being all caps, of course. And the second thing below that being a stick figure that's kind of has like striking a thinking pose, and behind it is looming this awful Grim Reaper, with just the word "escape."
Oh. You have to get to the end, and you also have to avoid this looks like death. I think the Grim Reaper's in the game with you.
That's awfully superstitious.
Yeah, I mean it's on the instruction manual. I think death itself is in there. You should try getting to the end.
Currently, Benjamin, you are in a hallway full of giant stone pillars with decaying paintings lining the walls. To our modern out-of-fiction eyes, these would look horribly dated, but seen up close and personal, you have never seen anything more real.
All right. Big room full of pillars.
There's a door at the end. It's a little ways away, though.
You said death, right?
Yeah. Like a Grim Reaper, like a scary skeleton, like death. Yeah, definitely death.
Well, in that case, I'll just have to make sure I don't lose. And I'm
Yeah.
going to gingerly step forwards. Like, I'm gonna put my foot down gently first and kind of poke the ground before stepping forwards, knowing that it's gonna, like, hold me. With nothing else here, that is my assumption. I've played video games. I know how this works.
Yeah. You take a ginger step and nothing particularly happens to you. And you actually kind of notice in the corner of your vision, like, if you stared at the sun and you were seeing an after image and it's floating there even as you turn your head, a number ticking down, and then you realize that you are being timed. You move further down the corridor and get actually pretty close to the door, and then hear footsteps. A ways behind you, though.
Oh, I hate timed levels. Where's the worst part? And I'll turn around and look at the horrible beastie that's chasing me.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
A new player.
Wow,
did you
those
see?
program sound effects were amazing.
What did you see? What's going on?
There's a big purple thing with like really cool effects on its voice. I don't even know how they managed to program that in here.
Oh, I want to see.
You
Can-
do
can we
see,
see that on the
actually
monitor?
on the there's a CRT screen on the side of the cabinet that booted into life as the game started. This figure moves further down the corridor and then swings out a fist, but also like a scythe, and it slams into a pillar immediately behind Benjamin. The pillar evaporates into dust. You feel
Not only-
the force of it behind you.
Okay, don't get hit by that. Got it. Hey, anyone want to go ahead and help me out here?
Sure, yes. Wow, that's really good environmental destruction. Yes. Can Jesse kind of maybe look up some stuff, I guess, on the internet? See if maybe this is just as easy as it looks. Just have to walk down the corridor to the other side, or if there's going to be some sort of maze portion to this or something.
Sure.
Do you want
yeah,
to use? Oh, sorry. You take the lead. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. I think there's a couple different options you could use in terms of what skill to roll. NetOp coding would make sense. I think NetOp speed to get those real lightning thumbs would also be pretty good. If you have an alternate suggestion, I'd be up for hearing it. But otherwise, I think that would be a normal roll to on one of those skills to see if you can get some helpful information on.
I think coding
What's
is
coming
probably
next?
going to be our best bet here.
Okay.
Oh, what's my difficulty on this? Normal?
Yes, normal difficulty.
Oh, Q,
Okay,
can I get a little
this-
help, please?
You are. I think this is going to take you some extra time since you're needing to like dig into the Wayback Archives of game facts. You know that degree of information gathering. And hey, hey, Leos.
Yeah.
Maybe you just got a little distracted from everything that's happening on screen, but you look down and that flyer in your hand that had escape death on it, it's gone. You don't see where it went. It was definitely real. You definitely had it, right?
Guys, the flyer's gone. It's gone. It was in my hand, and now it's gone.
Well, did you drop it somewhere?
No, it was definitely here. It's just I looked at the screen and then I looked back down and it was gone.
Hey, Benjamin. You have been looking at this hulking foe that you could say reasonably resembles the abstract concept of death for a little bit.
I'm moving closer.
What would you like to do?
I am not a fan of the. Wait, why am I in here? Where the hell is Bebop? Why isn't he in here? Oh, whatever. I will run.
The door is unlocked at the end of this corridor.
I will run.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a NetOps speed roll to book it down the hallway.
Okay. I don't know how these macros work. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh, okay, sure. So, and
I don't
I
use
probably should have
Roll20.
I probably should have double checked that before we went live. That's my bad. Sorry. In the toolbar to the top right, left of the gear, there's like the 3 lines as a menu.
Yes.
And there is a button there for Netbattlers roles, and you should be able to click that and add it to your own toolbar or something like that, something to that effect. Or you can hit the little die next to it and roll it from there.
We are doing speed, correct?
Yes, net op speed, and this is, again, normal difficulty. In another situation, this might be hard since things are a little spooky right now, but Soul Stealer may be enjoying playing with their food.
It is skill plus stat, correct?
Correct.
Sorry, I am the newbie here.
No problem.
Good. 1+1. This
Comforting.
Gaming. Hey!
Hey!
That's a full success, baby. Hell yeah. Oh man. You see, that big gun is just waving all around as you are pumping those legs down the hallway as your boots are going click, clack, click, click, clack, clack. You don't know how close behind Soul Stealer is, but you make it through the doorway into the next room. Ooh, let's see. There is... I think you enter... It almost kind of looks like a church. It has been meticulously scrubbed of any religious imagery, so while there are elaborate stained glass portraits, I think they are all of, one of a skeleton, one of a big blood drop, that kind of thing. And there is a boarded up door on the other side where the pulpit would be, and in the middle there is a big glowy and pixelated spell circle. I think there are a lot of pews in here, and they have all been pushed to the side. A few of them actually circled around the spell circle. It actually seems kind of inviting. You have, judging from the fact that you don't feel the cold wind of death breathing down your neck, you think you probably have a little bit of time. And I think now is a good time for Jesse. You were looking up some information on this game, right?
Yes, indeedly.
So I think you came across a thread called MND 9.9 Pro Strats. There are a lot of posts in here. You're not sure how many of these are actual pro strats, considering how, you have Joku99 in here saying oh, I always try to shoot, but then I die, LOL. But one poster mentions that the spell circle can produce some really helpful effects if you play your cards right. They don't give any more information than that.
Mosley is at the monitor and has got an additional tech out and has somehow at some point managed to get a visual out cable from the machine to his PET and says, "Oh, actually this spell circle room would be great for a photograph."
Yeah, absolutely. On that note, the thread that I just found says something about the spell circle being really useful and producing great effects. But I think I'm gonna have to cross search, but see if there's a way you can activate it that you can find in the room.
Yeah. All right. Remind me not to skip gym again. All right. I will make sure the door behind me is as shut as it's going to be, and then step forwards and take a look at the circle and the stuff around her, and see whether there's any clues or etchings or anything like that.
Well, I don't think I'm going to ask for a roll for this. I think there are some... Oh man, what would you call those? They're kind of like a tiki torches in the sense that they are those tall standing lamps. All of their fire is... Ooh, actually, I think there are 4 of them, different color flames. One purple, white, black, and yellow. I didn't mean to make them a pride flag, but you know what? NB Pride. So I think there's also... Let's see. Hey Nathan, what's another fun thing that could be in
I think there are the boarded up door at the back has like 4 runes etched into the wall, and they are not glowing currently, but there are 4 of them. This is probably a puzzle, especially since I'm considering in terms of like time and things like that. A single roll may solve what happens on the other side of this, but you can get experimental in your approach to it before you make the roll.
Yeah, to tip the cards, this is not a, we're not pulling a Tower of Hanoi on you. This is more, how would a character solve a strange and stressful abstract problem in an inventive or colorful fashion.
You know, if you succeed the roll, then you basically get to say what's true about the video game. So,
are the doors color coded?
I think.
No, go ahead.
I think we'll say right now both of the doors are actually notably monochrome. Like everything else in the room has a certain amount of color to it. Like even the stone has some color on it from the lighting. But the doors are just perfectly without color, even in spite of the lighting on them.
Monochrome.
Before Benjamin makes his roll, Leos, is there anything that you want to try and do in Meat Space to make Benjamin's roll easier?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. I guess... Anything that could assist with puzzle solving. It's one of those things that it's like, I think honestly, with his personality, he'd be yelling different suggestions and advice, which, as everyone knows, is the single most conducive thing to helping to solve a puzzle. But realistically, what could he do to genuinely be helpful? I think he's just going to... Oh boy. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna shut up. He's gonna stop yelling advice, and he's just going to lend you whatever support he can. Is there any sort of a role I could make using my spirit to like get that across to him?
That feels like a charm or a bravery roll to resist yelling.
Absolutely.
Let's hit this with some charm. What would this be?
We'll make this an easy roll, since,
excellent. It's time to be quiet.
Oh no!
You failed at being quiet.
I am going to ask you to stop being quiet at some point. You will know when I want you to catch that in. For now, you have absolutely shut up. Okay. Benjamin, you have, you're looking at the monochrome doors, trying to piece everything together. You're slowly hearing the footsteps are getting closer.
All right, monochrome. Black and white. And I will run up and I will grab the torches. I will try and pick them up and take them through the door.
Oh, that's fun. I like that. Let's see. I'd say give me either a strength or a speed roll to see how quickly you make it through there.
Stats the same on both. Oh, goody.
Hey.
Okay, partial success, mixed success. So a success with a but. You grab the two. Actually, tell me what it looks like as you go and do this.
My brain immediately went to basically Doom. That's like, hey, if you have the right color key, you can go through the right color door. So I just kind of look behind me once, run up, grab these torches, pull as hard as I can to like get them out of their like holders, so that I just have the burning flames. And I sprint at the door, and I'm just, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work. I'll keep running. Grab the handle, push.
Okay. What I think happens here is that it opens the door, but the other two like torches in the room flare up huge. The spell circle glows, and then the soul stealer thing chasing you appears within it. It seems that you also needed to destroy the spell circle for something, but how are you to know? This game's stupid. God, doesn't explain anything.
Oh, darn it! I will keep running.
Well, that was certainly a very well animated effect.
The soul stealer disappears from that spell circle again, and it feels that you have like a moment of reprieve. In fact, it's really quiet in this other room. And on the other side, you can see in the same way that all the modern Dragon Quest games replace like a Christian cross with just a new symbol, just to suggest holiness, but nothing particularly descript. There's that at the other side, and it's a shining light, but it's door-sized? Could this be like a checkpoint or an exit? And then manifesting in the middle of the room in a big plume of acrid pixelated smoke, twice the size as before.
Oh, good.
You could probably at least clear this level of the game if you get to that glowing cross door on the other side, but your pathway is blocked. Oh, this is a perfect opportunity. It's kind of dark in this room that you're in, though, so if you can find some way to illuminate it properly, I can get a really good picture.
Hey, folks, you wanna you wanna cheat?
Cheat? What do you mean?
Well, it's a piece of technology, right? Which means it must have some kind of input somewhere.
Oh yeah, that'd be like a maintenance port or something, right?
That's fun. Yeah, does someone want to make a coding roll to see if you can try to hack the game, hack the planet? If the two of you can describe how you're working together on this, then I will let whoever's rolling it downshift their roll.
I'm bad at coding, but you know what I'm good at? Scrambling around an arcade cabinet looking for a maintenance port. I'll pry it open and throw you whatever cable there is, and then you can do the hacking if that works.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah. And while Leos is doing that, I'm gonna like just quickly look for like, oh hey, are there like dev codes that somebody has found online for this game, similar to the old Mortal Kombat and fighting game cabinets of, oh yeah, if you do this and this, then you unlock these characters or you get to this special map or whatever.
I'm gonna actually ask for a roll from both of you. I'm gonna ask for a roll from Leos. Do you want to use strength to just kind of bust open the cabinet panel that clearly requires a specialized screwdriver of some kind to get in?
Yes.
But you have you have raw boy energy right now.
I do.
And Jesse, can you give me a normal info roll to see if you can get some good dev codes?
Hooray! It's finally
That-
starting to work.
Cool. Okay, I'm not going to put a Hero Brine or Ermac in this. That's good.
What is the difficulty? Is it just normal for this?
Yeah, we'll say this is normal difficulty. You know, prying open an arcade cabinet is probably very normal for you.
Extremely normal. Yeah,
Well,
actually, it's
extremely normal, apparently.
Y'all bringing in the numbers. Hell yeah.
This is
Okay.
how you afford to get all those cards. You have to use any.
I do actually like the idea of instead of using a specialized screwdriver, just taking out one tiny Zenny coin and using that to screw it open or unscrew it even. Okay, let's see.
I think one thing that is definitely you find the access to is that, oh, you can put in chip data. Like, you could slot in a battle chip. No idea what it does, but you could.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I think this is probably the first dev code you find is that just like, oh, this is one that just lets me slot in battle chips. Huh. Hey, wait a second, we have battle chips?
All right, I think I've got an idea that might let you slip past him. Are you? I'm gonna put a Mystic Mist chip in for you, and just make sure that you choose the invisibility. Okay?
Ooh, that could make getting the photo difficult, though.
Oh,
I mean, you
hadn't
might
thought about
escape
that.
with your lives with a shitty photo. It depends on how you feel.
We could. Could we put in a chip and then trade it? Like, I could throw in one of mine first. I've got I only have sword battle chips, but he quickly
correct.
shuffles. But I do have this aesthetic shuffle. We can make everything all glowy, like big bright lights.
What is the description of Aesthetic Shuffle?
Your new look is edgy, funky, cute, soft, or elegant. I'm thinking elegant in such a way that a shoujo manga is elegant. Glittering, sparkling aspects, rose tinted around the outside. All of the colors washed out from this sort of dingy neon to something more pastel and bright. Aesthetic shuffle.
Aesthetic
I
shuffle.
like it.
By the same people who brought you Toy.
It's the only non-sword chip I have.
That sounds good to me. I'm down for that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The photo would be well lit.
What's your dramatic chip slotting in pose? Because obviously, with this being a shonen anime, you have one.
Yeah, so in order, we're gonna slam in the aesthetic shovel, and then once the photo's taken, trade it off for that Mystic Mist.
Cool. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I think this will solve the encounter, as it were. So Ben, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to mention that Benjamin. You might have been saying this, but yeah, Benjamin, as Aesthetic Shuffle gets plugged in and your look turns to elegant. You're noticing that your player model is now also wearing, like, I'm picturing wearing a ballroom gown. It's
Ballroom
not
by way of
restricting your...
Bayonetta.
Exactly. It's also not restricting your movement at all. It's like, if you move your gun to like too far down, it just clips through the dress. This model was clearly not programmed into the game by default, and as that lights up the room with a like glittery rosy sparkle, Soul Stealer goes,
What? What's this? Some kind of simple distraction?
I really don't know, but I look fabulous, so I mean that's something.
It is a good look to die for.
And Soul Stealer is going to reel up to strike.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see.
I'll leave you to roll for that. I'll let you
Who
decide how
wrote your
spicy that is.
dialogue? Please give me either a speed or a stamina roll to dodge this. And I am going to roll for Soul Stealer. I'm going to upshift this for a very good reason.
Difficulty? Normal?
You are going with. I'm actually going to say easy difficulty because this definitely is a little distracting.
Man!
For Soul
Oh.
Numbers!
Oh wow, that was your roll? Okay, well let's see. Okay,
Oh.
so you take 1 damage as this enormous scythe fist comes. I think Soul Stealer reels it back over their head and then brings it crashing down. And good news, it didn't hurt that much. Like, you just kind of got grazed with it, and there's like a piece of fabric that goes flying off into the air and then disappears with a poof. The bad news is that shattered the ground right beneath you. It is starting to fall apart. You need to move very quickly, but maybe that mist will help.
Also to note, the fact that hurt at all, considering you are doing VR, is of concern.
Ah.
Okay, guys, friends.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, that hurt. Like actually real life hurt.
What?
I'm gonna sprint to the. I'm gonna book it.
Did Mosley get the picture?
Yeah,
please
on the
tell me
point
the
of
picture.
impact. On the point of impact from that side hit, Mosley got the shot.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, that was the shot.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, slotting in the next chip here. And I think that Jesse's kind of action pose is just kind of the standard arm out and kind of flick the chip between the fingers, sort of like a coin, and then slots it in. And do you want me to pick the 2 effects, or do you want Benjamin to pick the 2 effects?
I mean, either or. Since you're slotting it in, I guess you pick the modal option, so you can go for it.
Okay. I'm going to go with the invisibility, and the target's next sense roll is upshifted.
Okay, perfect. So I think there is, this ominous yet still glittering purple mist that rolls in from Benjamin and kind of whoosh, dissipates, or not dissipates, but spreads around Soul Stealer as they kind of fade into obscurity just a little bit, though their glowing eye is still easily visible. This buys you just enough cover to escape. Nathan, I don't think we need to roll for this. I think we have...
No, this just happens. Does Soul Stealer say anything of passing, considering this noob just managed to escape?
Cheater, I'll be reporting you to the developers.
And on that, the Soul Stealer vanishes. The area through the white light is almost like a full body menu, like text rises from the ground of like save and quit, continue into dungeon in big blocky like granite cracked font. Mosley in the background is like, I got the shot.
I guess you could quit now. Do you want to do another level?
No, I think we're good. I think we're fine. The music was really good.
And on that, we are going to go and make sure that this is now checked off. You did it. And we're going to go into a 5-minute break so everybody can have a drink and a rehydrate. And we'll see y'all on the other side. But for now, be right back.